soon as I send a message, you can hang out down there. Woo!
Thank you.
All right, let's rock it.
All right, you want me to start?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's up, everyone? My name is Scott Seals. I'm an alcoholic.
What up, Scott?
Welcome to 21 Pathways on Tuesday nights. Let's please turn off or silence our cell phones. Smoking and vaping are allowed outside only. Bathrooms are located to my left. 21 Pathways is a fellowship to help people navigate life's struggles and strongholds.
Yeah.
The number 21
right.
symbolizes two distinct paths. One path represents those in recovery seeking more spiritual guidance, and the other path is for those seeking to be equipped with the different successful steps we took in our recovery. In other words, we rep the 12 steps used in Alcoholics Anonymous respectfully. Together, these paths will unite into one true pathway that leads to salvation, healing, and redemption, the path to kingdom. Psalms 32:8, the Lord says, I will guide you along the best pathway for your life. I will advise you and watch over you. Our motto is, come as you are, leave changed. I've asked someone to read the chapter 4 of Matthew, the temptation of Christ, and the 21 Pathways translation of the Beatitudes.
What's up, everyone? My name is Brian Tagan. I'm a heroin addict. All right. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 4. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the desert to be tempted by the devil. After fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, if you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread. Jesus responded, it is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but every word that comes from the mouth of God. Then the devil took him to a holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. And he said, if you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down, for this is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up with their hands, so that way you do not strike your foot against the stone. Jesus responded, it is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms in the world in their splendor. All this I will give you, he said, if you just bow down and worship me. Jesus said to him, away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Then the devil left him, and the angels came and attended him. All right, next is 21 Pathways translation of the Beatitudes. This is book of Matthew, chapter 5, Sermon on the Mount. And this is our version. Now, when the greatest teacher of all time, when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and he sat down. His students came to him, and he began to teach them. He said, blessed are the underdogs, for they will have an unbelievable comeback story. Kind of like us, right? A bunch of underdogs. Blessed are those who are sad, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, the gentle, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are those who forgive, for they will be shown mercy. And blessed are the pure in heart, for they will be examples of goodness. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And blessed are those who are hated on for doing the right thing, for they will thrive. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of your beliefs. Therefore, rejoice, stand tall, because faithfulness is the reward. Oh, I'm still up, yeah. No, I'm up. Yeah, I'm up. You're right. That was that's. All right, so yeah, some of our production's down. So if you are watching online, what's up? Special what's up to everyone watching on Facebook and or YouTube. All of our information is on, right there on the subtitles. Check us out. If you're out there and you are struggling, reach out to us. We want to get you connected. Fresno is the greatest place for recovery. Greatest place. Just a few announcements. The Higher Power, Higher Purpose men's retreat is coming up real quick. May 3rd is the weekend. If you have any questions about it, come see me after the meeting. It's going to be amazing. We have all the food this year is going to be catered. And if you're new in recovery and you're looking for a scholarship, a free scholarship, come see me afterwards. All I need to do is get you involved with this, get you involved with some service, find you a spot, and just attend the rest of the business meetings from here on out. So there's only a couple more. And last announcement, May 23rd. Mark it on your calendars. It's going to be about 10 o'clock in the morning. All right, 10 o'clock in the morning, we're going to start. There's going to be a slideshow, yeah. There's going to be some recovery. We might even, someone's even thinking about getting one of those mechanical bowls maybe, right? Nah, not a half pipe. That one didn't quite work out. But May 23rd, there's a special somebody in the community that's going to be taking off not too much longer, and him and his sponsor are going to be rocking out up here and talking about recovery. We're going to make it a fat party. It's going to be off the hook. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, go see Tony or myself. All right, let's rock it. Here we go. So how do I start this? All right, so in Alaska, right, if a hunter feels threatened by a wolf, what he'll do is, to protect his family or his flock, what he'll do is he knows that the wolf loves blood, right? So what he'll do is he'll take his blade, right, and he'll cover it in blood, right? And then he'll let it freeze, because obviously it's freezing outside. It's Alaska. He'll let it freeze and he'll shove it in the ground. And the wolf, because the wolf loves blood, will smell the blood and will come and start to lick that blade feverishly. Just continue to lick it, right? And he'll lick it so much, he loves blood so much that that wolf will start to do what? He'll cut his tongue on the blade. And then he'll start to bleed out, but he loves blood so much, he just keeps on licking the blade, keeps on licking that blood. He's being tricked. And that's kind of how, that's what sin does to us. That's what alcohol and heroin did to me. Alcohol, drugs did to a lot of us, right? It tricks us. It tricks us into thinking it knows what's best for us when really it's just killing us, right? So for me, I got, like my therapist says, my problem is I have multiple problems. I got two voices in my head, right? I got that one voice tricking me, telling me to lick that blood, right? Who cares? Nobody will know. And then I got that other voice telling me, you're an idiot, you know better. You've licked that blade once already, right? And that tension between those voices, all right, that's where I live every day, as I'm sure everyone in this room does. And Jesus, the greatest teacher in the world, Jesus taught something about that struggle, that tension. And it comes from the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. And he says, if anyone wants the right path, they must deny themselves, take up their cross daily, and walk this path with me correct. Obviously, that's a 21 Pathways translation of it. But that's it right there. So what does this mean to me? Jesus is teaching us about the struggle in that crossroad. Do I take this path, Brian's will, right? Getting tricked, licking that blade, or do I choose the other path, God's will? And it's really not a crossroad. It's an opportunity to make a choice. Follow Brian's will, God's will, right? Lick the blade, don't lick the blade. Follow the good, follow the bad. Follow the love or follow the hate. Follow the forgiveness or follow the resentment. Deny yourself is making a choice. It means saying no to the part where I keep making those idiot decisions and hurting everyone who loves me. That selfish, that impulsive, ego-driven, self-centered part of me that says, I want what I want right now. no matter what the cost is. I don't care if I have to drive to Kermit to pick it up. Hang out on the wrong side of town all day. Right? That part right there, that's what Jesus is teaching us. Because if we're honest, that version of us, Brian's will, right, tricking me, it lies. It tells me something, it's going to feel better when it doesn't. It's going to trick me into thinking I'm in control when really I'm stuck. It's going to trick me into thinking I'm protecting myself when really I'm just hurting myself. Jesus is basically teaching us, if you keep following that version of Brian's will, that path, it's going to kill me. And then he says something even stronger. Big idea number 2. Whoever wants to save their life will lose it. Brian's will, Brian's path. But whoever loses their life for me, the right path, right, they will save it. So I'm going to break it down. If I spend my life, Brian's will, that path, chasing comfort, control, pleasure, status, lying and tricking myself to feel what's easy and good, I'm actually going to lose my life. Not just physically, but internally. I'm losing that peace, that purpose, that freedom. But if I'm willing to let go of that old way, the ego, the selfishness, the destructive habits, and trust the new way, all right, that's when we actually start to live. Most of us don't need someone to tell us that we've messed up. We already know, right? We hurt people, we make choices we regret, we trick ourselves into thinking we know what's best, right? We believe the lies about ourselves. We try to fill something empty inside of us with crap. The drugs, the alcohol, the greed, the vanity, pride that never lasts. And I used to think, right? That's where God came in to judge me. Right there, right? Like, Brian, get your life together first, then come to me. But as I've learned in recovery, that's not how God does. All right? God steps right into the middle, that struggle that Jesus was teaching us, right in the middle of that ugly mess, and he says, I see you, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'm going to rock this with you. This leads us to our next big idea, all right? That's where Jesus, all right, Jesus died for our sins. That's where that comes in. Now, that phrase, it took me forever to understand that. I think that's half the reason why I just denied God. But the longer I'm in recovery, the longer I go to meetings and surround myself with good people, it starts to kick in a little bit more. So think about it like this. Every bad decision, every lie, every time we hurt someone, every time we choose selfishness over love, it creates damage. Not just out there, but inside of here. It's that double life, those secrets. How exhausting is that, right? How exhausting is it to carry that weight, that guilt, the shame, the regret. And no matter how hard we try, we just can't shake it. We'll try to outrun it, throw it under the doormat, right? We'll even turn off the location on our phone so nobody sees us. Try to numb it, right? Drugs, alcohol, but it's still there. What Jesus did on that cross was he took that weight on himself. Not because we deserve it or we earned it, but because God loves us. Romans chapter 5, verse 7 and 8. Yeah? While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. It's like he stepped in and he said, right into that crossroad, I'll take on the consequences to show you the real example of true forgiveness and the real example of getting a fresh new start. Well, guess what? That's what Easter's all about. It's not just a holiday. It's the moment where love absorbs all the brokenness instead of throwing all that brokenness back in our face. And then 3 days later, homie rised. It's like he's proving, like, this new life I'm offering you, it's real, it's stronger than your past, it's stronger than all your mistakes. Kind of like when I was in that hotel room in Bakersfield. I died, then 5 days later I rised again. When you were in outpatient, or going from detox into inpatient, outpatient, and then you rised again 30, 60, 90, 6 months, 1 year later. Or when we walk into a meeting broken, and then 60 minutes later, we rise again. So when Jesus says, deny yourself, he's not saying try harder to be perfect. What he's saying is let go of the version of you that's killing you and trust me to lead you into something better. Now the question is, how do we do that? How do we bring that into everyday life? So the question is, what does daily death to self actually look like? Daily death to self. It's not dramatic. It's not some big one-time question or decision. It's small daily choices. It looks like maybe pausing before we react in anger. Telling the truth when lying would be easier. I had this homie the other day look me right in my eyes and tell me he hadn't been drinking. Why? Right. Taking responsibility instead of blaming. The same dude said, hey, Brendan he's exaggerating it. It's not as bad as it is. Right? He's exaggerating how much I'm drinking. Walking away from something, you know that's going to pull you backward. Same dude. He'd rather hang out, play Texas Hold'em with a bunch of dudes, smoking rock, right? Rather than playing Texas Hold'em with a bunch of dudes where God's at the center. Old friends, new friends. What's right? What's wrong? It's choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. And this is every single day. And yeah, it's hard, man, right? Because that voice, it's not quiet. It's constantly saying, just this once. You deserve this. Nobody will know. But every time I choose differently, every time I take on that test of heart, that challenge, that opportunity, I get a little stronger. We get a little clearer. We get a little bit more free. And we start to become something new. And that's what Jesus meant by take up your cross daily. So like back then, back in the day, the cross wasn't a symbol. It was a death sentence. Romans. So when he says that, he's saying, be willing to let that old life die over and over again. Not because life gets worse, but because something better is going to be built. Now, this isn't about becoming religious, right? It's not about memorizing rules, memorizing the steps, or pretending to be perfect. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person you actually want to be deep down inside. Peace, someone with integrity, someone who isn't a slave or controlled by every impulse or emotion. And guess what? We don't have to do it alone, right? That's the whole point. God doesn't just give us the instructions, he walks with us right through it. And that means if God, right, if God is in all of us, then guess what? We walk it together. When you mess up, he doesn't say, I'm done with you. He says, get back up. We're not done. When you feel like you've gone too far, you've messed up one too many times, like there's no way you can change, he says, guess what? We're not finished. Let's just keep going. And that's the difference. So my loudest voice in my head says, Brian, you're weak. You can't do it. You're a failure. Look, you failed. That's who you are. Or my homie Jesus, right? He says, I got your back, homie. Let's rock it. Let's handle it. I love when my friends have my back. I love when my friends tell me that. And if I'm with people who are students of Christ, who are trying to grow that Christ-like conscience, right? then I know I'm on the right path. That's Jesus speaking to me from all of you. And that's really what it comes down to. Two paths. One path is easy in the moment. It's driven by ego, impulse, and selfishness. The other path is harder in the moment. It's driven by truth, humility, and love. Every day we get to choose. Not once in the morning, right? Not just on Sundays, but every day, every hour. And nobody gets it right every time. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is direction. Are we moving toward life, or are we moving away from it? Are you feeding the version of you that's been hurting you, or the version of you that's growing, healing, and becoming stronger? Because that's what God is inviting us to do. Not religion, not pressure, a new way to live. A way where we're not controlled by our past, trapped by our habits, or defined by our worst moments. A way where we're actually free. And yeah, it starts with something that sounds a little intense. Deny yourself, right? The crazy thing is, we're really just denying the part that's been holding on to us, holding us back all along. And what do you gain? What do we gain? A real life. We gain that purpose, that passion, that gratitude that we're going to hear in a little bit. A life that actually feels like moving forward, and that's the invitation. And as we get closer, right, April 6th or April 5th, that's what we're going to be remembering. You know, Christ didn't just talk about this life. He made a way for it. He carried the weight that we couldn't carry. He paid the cost that we couldn't pay, and he opened the door to something new. So the question isn't, have you been perfect? The question is, which path are you going to choose tonight? Because the choice we make tonight is going to shape who we become tomorrow. We don't have to have it all figured out. We just need to take that one itty-bitty step. Know the word, trust the word. Know the story, trust the story. Know the path, walk the path, right? And when we do walk that path, walk it correct. God has a plan. We just need to trust it. Will you guys join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, thank you for meeting us right here where we are. Not where we think we should be, not where other people expect us to be, but right here in the middle of our real lives. Help us, Father, recognize the voice inside us that pulls us in the wrong direction, the selfishness, the impulses, the habits that keep hurting us, and give us the strength to choose differently. Father, right now, teach us what it really means to deny ourselves. Not to tear ourselves down, but to let go of what's been holding us back. Father, give us courage to choose the better path, even when it's harder. And Father, when we mess up, because God knows I will, remind us that we're not done. Remind us that we can get back up. Remind us that you rock with us. And if you're in all of us, we rock this thing together. Help us, Father, take one step in the right direction tonight. We love you, Father, but only because you loved us first. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott. I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Sue, and I'm an alcoholic.
Deny myself. Brian, that was fantastic. Thank you. So Sue, why and when did you get sober?
Oh my goodness. My sobriety date is 10/30/06. Thank you. And I got sober because I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I wanted to get sober to keep the family unit together, to be a better mom, all of those things. So I tried every other way to get sober, and the only thing that worked for me was when I walked into the rooms of AA. That's what started my journey, and I continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I have notes around 2003 is when the drinking
Yeah, 2003
another
is
level.
when my drinking for the longest time was more, I want to say more periodic. It was party on the weekends, have a good time. Then it slowly over time started going from Friday, Saturday, Sunday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the days just kept adding on until it eventually that I actually just crossed that line. And I couldn't stop drinking. And that went on for a few years of pure misery.
Alcoholic torture.
Oh, I would, wake up in the morning, throw up, drink some more so I could get in the shower and go to work. It was pathetic.
That
Pretty
is
pathetic.
the line.
Yeah, that's the line. When
Yeah.
you're walking down your hallway and you spin around to go back to the room to get something else to drink when you just left there, you think you have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there, and yeah, we have a
Definitely.
problem at that point. So it continues for a couple more years,
Yeah.
2005, 2006, and that was a very good description of what the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous says.
Yeah.
But we
I-
don't really have to wait that long. But in this case, you
Yeah.
had to suffer some more.
Oh, of course. I go all in. Drinking, sobriety.
Right?
It's all or nothing.
Yeah, 19 years shows.
Yeah.
So, tell us about the year that you got sober.
So towards the end of October 30th, I just, for whatever reason, I know today that it was not me, it was God. I just didn't want to drink anymore. I was done. I'm done. I just got to do whatever it takes. I really got myself into the meetings. I got my sponsor, talked with her every single day, just dove headfirst in. I was all in. I couldn't stand what was going on with my life. I just needed some relief.
Right.
I just needed to, I don't know whether it was feel normal or whatever it was, but I just needed relief and I needed to stop. And I was going to do whatever it took. All the things you hear, they say, do this and do that. I'm like, whatever. If I got to stand on my head in the back of the corner, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Did you understand that day that you didn't want to drink anymore?
No.
It took-
It took a few days, maybe a week or so, I'm not sure, but I just woke up one day and realized that I didn't have that craving, I didn't have that compulsion, I didn't have that desire to drink. So I know that was, and that's not Sue. Sue drinks.
That's right.
That was, I don't know about you, but I didn't go to school to say, when I grow up, my career will be alcoholic. But that's
No.
that's where I ended up.
That's right.
That was my career path.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. It took me a little bit longer to realize that the obsession to drink alcohol was lifted.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand what was going on. I thought going to treatment removed your
Yeah.
obsession to drink, but
I know today there was a reason for that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What was that reason?
Well, in 2007, back it up a little bit. My husband and I both went into the program together. We were both going to get sober. We were going to turn our lives around, build that family unit back together. And unfortunately, on 7/7/07, my husband committed suicide. I had just over 8 months of sobriety, and I know today, there we are, I know today that God was with me at that time and relieved me from wanting to drink because I think I might have gone back out. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just grateful that God removed the obsession and the compulsion to drink from me so I could go through that and be the mom to my boys.
Yeah.
They didn't need to lose their mom, they just lost their dad. So,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Unfortunately, you look back and it's like, why do some get it and some don't? I can't answer that.
No.
Can't answer that.
I wanted to have a little call out because there was, he'd gone to treatment
Yes.
right before that,
Yes.
right?
He went to treatment and checked himself out so that he could be at this graduation of our youngest son. That is the very last family picture in May of 2007. And took his life shortly thereafter. But he checked himself out of treatment so he could be there.
Yeah, we call that an AMA. And not to get on a soapbox, but it's such a critical time, early recovery like that. And there are really good reasons in our mind why we should not finish treatment.
Right, and that
Right.
was one of his.
And it was a really good reason, and in this case, you know, it's a very unfortunate result.
Yeah,
How many more life events could we have been there for
right.
if we'd have just missed this one and stayed?
Yep,
We don't know.
don't know.
We don't know, but all my people in treatment, I encourage you to take that story to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you. With that, let's go back to the beginning,
Okay,
back to when you came to the United States.
yeah,
All the way back.
all the way back. So, there's Sue.
Aw, look at Sue and her bunny.
There's little Sue. That's probably the last time I actually felt normal. So I moved to the United States when I was approximately just over 8. That's my family picture when we were at my grandparents' house before we were getting on the train to leave so that we could get on the ship to come to the United States. So I was just over 8 years old. Is this odd or this God? We landed in the United States on October 30th, my sobriety birthday, many, many years later. But so when I moved here, I personally believe I was born with the ism because I never just felt like I was enough. And when I moved here, I had that strong British accent. And so I worked very, very hard to lose it so that I could fit in and be normal like everybody else, that I thought that was normal. And so I did all these different things to try and fit in. We moved schools. I think I was in 5 or 6 different elementary schools until 7th grade, you know. And so I didn't make friends because why bother? I was going to move again.
Gonna move.
Yeah,
Now, the accent, did you completely lose the accent?
I lost it.
You lost it.
Yeah, darn it.
Can't bring it back.
No. I got to go back to New Zealand and then I'll pick it back
Dang
up
it.
again.
Okay. So that leads to 7th and 8th grade.
7th and 8th grade
how
is,
was
yeah, that was when I became a little gang member.
Yeah.
Not the way they are today. I was just in a girl gang, and we would do things like fight after school. It was like pick on somebody and beat the crap out of them and go about it the rest of our day. But I did do some drinking then, you know. My first drink was a 14, I believe, 14, 15, somewhere, and that was a can of Colt 45 malt liquor, and I blacked out.
Yeah, Colt 45.
There's your problem, starts right there.
You got street credit right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And so, so I left after 7th, 8th grade. I got into high school. I became the cheerleader because I needed to try and fit in. So I was the cheerleader, and then the other picture, I did all the right things. I became the proper person, whatever that means, and I was junior prom queen.
Yeah, and so I was thinking to myself yesterday, I'm like, so it still didn't feel like you belonged,
No,
but you're the dang prom queen.
yeah,
I mean, like,
Go
isn't
figure.
that you get voted
yeah.
to be the
but
prom queen?
So
Which
somebody
means
liked
people-
me.
Yeah.
Few
they loved
people
you.
liked me.
Enough to win, but still.
But I still didn't feel normal, or
No.
I just still didn't feel, I still felt that I wasn't enough, and that I needed to do things to be enough to be accepted,
Right.
because I didn't feel whole.
Yeah, and to me, the word that came up, or the phrase was like untreated alcoholism, which I
Absolutely.
suffered from the same thing
Yeah,
my whole life,
yeah.
you know. So high school, still trying to fit in, dealing with untreated alcoholism, cheerleader, prom queen. And then while you were at home, you had some extra responsibilities.
Yes, so
How was
my mom worked evenings, my dad worked during the day, so I became sort of the mom. I had to come straight home from school, get everything ready, cook dinner, and dinner needed to be on the table ready at 5:30, period, end of story.
Is that when Dad got home?
That Dad walked in, took off his boots, sat down, and he wanted dinner right then and there. So I did that, and boy, when I turned 18, I was gone. Out.
Out the door.
Out the door. I moved in with 4 girls, and that I worked with, because as any good alcoholic, you start off working in restaurants.
That's right.
So that you can go become a bartender, and that's what I did. But they were all older than I was. They were all 21, 22, so believe it or not, I used one of the girls' IDs, 5'6", Italian, and I'm using her ID to get into bars. And it worked.
And it's working.
And that's part of where it started. I have always been one that drank. I didn't drink to have a good time. When I started drinking, it was to get drunk, always. I didn't think there was any other way.
Right.
You know, people drink like a glass of wine. It's like, how do you do that? Because I can't,
No.
never could.
And so, what were some of the friends thinking? Like, did they ever say anything about the way that you drank?
No,
or
because
was-
I always kind of hung around with people that drank like me, because then, you know, even though I probably drank more than most, we all partied and drank, but my drinking at that time, when I moved out and I was in college, and even college when I moved to Fresno to finish my degree, I was not drinking every day, all day. I was drinking at parties, tailgates, things of that nature, but I was hanging out with people that drank like I did. We partied.
So you partied, binge drinking?
Yeah.
Right. And that's, to me, that's one of the beginning types of the real alcoholic,
Yes,
right?
yes.
For the progression.
I just thought I was a hard drinker.
Right.
I wanted to be,
You were for a while.
until I read the book. Then I found out I really wanted to be a hard drinker, but no, I'm the real alcoholic.
Right. I thought about that too, because my father was a hard drinker.
Okay,
He was able to rein it in.
yeah.
So is his brother, but their dad was not. And I'm like, it was such a curse to be a real alcoholic, but then what a blessing it ends up become, because I'm not
Oh, it's a
moderating.
gift. It's a gift.
Right?
I look at it today as a gift,
Yeah,
because
absolutely. Tell me, where did you go for the first college?
I
Were you
went
out
to
of town?
San Jose City College,
Okay.
and then followed the boy
Followed the boy back to Fresno.
to Fresno, and finished my last 2 years here. He left and went back to the Bay Area, and I stayed and met my husband in a bar
Of course.
where we should always meet.
Right.
And
were you bartending? Is it Marie Callender's?
yes, I bartended at Marie Callender's, and as soon as I got off work, I had to go to Black Angus next door to catch up with everybody that had been there for a few
Is
hours.
that like right at Sean Cedar?
Sean Cedar.
Yeah.
And lived on Bulldog Lane,
Bulldog.
so close.
Very close.
Yeah,
Yeah. I live not far from there too.
yeah.
So you meet your husband, you're there, and then eventually y'all start a family.
Yes, start a family, and I've got 2 amazing sons that, you know, it could have gone the opposite way. When Henry passed, and at least I was sober, but it could have very easily gone a different direction, and I could have lost the boys too. They could have blamed me. They could have, you know, there could have been so many different things.
Right.
But we bonded closer over that.
And how did you manage the alcoholism when you were pregnant and building the
Oh,
family?
I did drink for 9 months twice.
So you just went cold turkey? Just cut it
Not a
off.
problem. But as soon as they were born, it was like, okay, I'll nurse for a little bit. But, you know, I was telling the doctor I can't sleep, and the doctor says, well, put a little wine in the baby's bottle, and you have a little bit, and everything will be okay. And I'm like, see?
That's great advice.
Doctor said I could drink.
Yeah, things were a
So
little
it
bit
started,
different.
yeah, things were a lot different back then. So it started right back up where it left off.
Really?
Hmm.
Because you had about a 2 to 3 year?
It was-
They're real close together. right?
They're 17 months apart.
Okay.
So, but the drinking picked back up after each one, but not to the extent it did when in 2003. It was always going out to dinner, parties, things like that. I always drank too much. And my favorite day was Sunday, so I could go to brunch and drink mimosas to get rid of the hangover.
That's right.
So,
We're always finding socially
yeah,
acceptable places
yeah.
to
8
drink,
o'clock
huh?
in the morning on a Sunday is socially acceptable.
Oh, the progression of the disease, it always gets
Yes.
worse, just like the big
Never
book
better.
says. Now, your son's, what you think, didn't end up getting the ism.
I don't
Or
know.
we don't know.
I don't know.
But they
But
keep their
they
stuff
are
together.
blessed with the gene from both mom and dad, so they are fully aware of the rooms and where they can go if things turn a different path for them. You know, we're very open and honest. I was worried about my youngest one. He's okay. Today, he's okay. They're both okay today. Today.
How old are they?
38 and 39.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's them up there. Chris on the left, and Ryan on the right.
Good looking family.
Thank you. My daughter-in-laws that are amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah, I worry about my sons.
Yeah.
Just we have it on both sides of the family, and you
Yeah.
just don't know.
And I don't know where alcoholism came from on my side of the family, because I grew up in a house that there was alcohol probably with dust on the bottles in my house. And I never saw my mom or dad drunk, and they very rarely drank, but my mom was adopted. So I don't know if it came from her side of the family, because I don't know anything about that. Those were back in the days where adoptions were kind of a secret and no one says anything. But I have two brothers. One's in the program and one's not, and the one that's not in the program was adopted. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
So on your bloodline, 2 for 2.
2 for 2, yeah. Batting a
Those are
thousand.
not good odds. All right. Now, tell us about your relationship with your sons today.
My relationship with my sons today is beautiful. We talk all the time. They call me to ask me for my opinion. I try to. That's Ryan and my grandson Beckett. And, we just have a great relationship. I don't try to get involved. I wait for them to ask. And if they want my opinion, I'll give it to them. Otherwise, I bite my tongue sometimes till it bleeds, because I want to tell them this is how you do it, because I'm the control freak. Most alcoholics are. If you would just listen to what I have to say, your life would be better.
That's right. It'd be great.
But they trust me with my grandkids. I have car seats in my car. I get to take them to daycare, pick them up, and that's all because of sobriety. All because of sobriety.
What a blessing that
It
is.
is such a blessing.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I heard that's the payoff for having kids.
Yeah, there we are.
There we go.
That's Morgan and Owen. So they're 4-3-2.
4-3-2. Starting a whole new generation.
Oh, yeah. Morgan's going to be the firecracker.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
Already told.
Yeah.
Little pistol.
Yes, she is.
All right. So you grew up Catholic.
Grew up Episcopalian, converted to Catholicism.
Okay, Episcopalian.
Mm-hmm.
I went back through the notes. I didn't even know what I spelled.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Now, tell us about, or let's talk about the relationship, or what God was like when you were young growing up.
Young growing up, we went to church all the time. It was kind of what we did on Sundays. My mom would take us to church. I didn't really get it. It was just what we did, but I didn't have any kind of I knew there was a God, I just didn't have a relationship with him. I know that now. I didn't know that then. When I converted to Catholicism, same thing, go to church on Sundays. It's better not to go halfway intoxicated or with a hangover, because you might hear what you need to hear, but I still didn't have a relationship with God. I knew he was there. I just didn't have a relationship. I just felt that I was growing up with the punishing God, you're going to hell for everything that you've done, so why bother?
Fire and brimstone.
Yeah. And when I came into the rooms, I know God got me in there where I could find him again. And now I have a completely different relationship with God than I did before. He's everything to me.
Yeah. That's where
Yeah.
it's at.
Yep.
Now, in the middle, was there, when you're out running, is there any thoughts about God? Is there
No, he was non-existent.
resentment towards
No, I just didn't even think about God. He was gone. I had cut him loose.
Yeah, the embodiment of self-will.
Yeah. It's like, I got this. I can do it myself. I don't need you. I'm going to hell anyway, so what do I need you for?
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made my choice. I'm running
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you reconnected back with God in church or AA?
AA.
AA.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
When I wrote a letter to God asking him, when did he leave me or did I leave you? And I would put an event in there. And I reread that. It's like, I know that he was there with me the entire time, because the way I drive, I don't have the story of the DUIs and the prison sentence and going to jail and all of that stuff, but I know he was there protecting me, because I should have gotten DUIs. I should have been arrested. I should have been spent some time in jail for the things that I did, but I got away with it. So, I just know that he was protecting me this entire time. I love him.
Right? Me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for meditation, you have a unique way of connecting with God.
Oh, yeah. So when I came in the rooms and people talked about meditation, I'm like, I don't sit cross-legged and, that kind of stuff. That's just not me. But I do have dogs. And so when I take my dogs for a walk every morning, that's when my head is the clearest, and that's when I'm connected with my higher power and God. My most favorite time, though, is walking the backside of Woodward Park when the fog is coming up off the ground. I am so connected with my higher power, and it sets my day. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to turn it over again, but for the most part, I'm good to go.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my meditation.
Love it.
It works for me.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
It's
You got to
your
find your
relationship.
way of meditating. So I love it.
Yeah. And you pray?
Hmm. I talk to God. I have taken some trips up to the mountains, and it's like, come on, God, get in the car with me. I know I'm driving, but I'll be good. Promise. And off we go. And I just talk to him the whole car ride when I'm by myself.
Conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's big real talk right there. Oh, I want to finish up with talking about service. I absolutely love what you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So start off with the sadder part, like Heinz Hospice is something
Okay.
that you do, but
So,
tremendous purpose.
yeah. So, I find, everybody has their way of being in service. And for me, I participate in things with the program and 12 steps and recovery, and I do all that. But my main thing that I believe God has a calling for me to do is I am a volunteer on the Heinz Hospice Lost team. And what that means is we get called out when there has been a successful suicide. So I go usually before the coroner even arrives, so that I can be an advocate for the family, give them resources that they're going to need, because everybody's in shock, disbelief, they don't know what to do. And for me, it's, I just want to be there and show them there's hope.
Yeah.
I share my story with them so they kind of understand why I'm there, and the look. It's kind of the same look that you get when you walk into the rooms of AA and you start talking with people, or any of the A's, any of the recovery, and you start feeling that connection that you can look at somebody in the eye and go, oh my gosh, they get it. They get what I'm going through. And that's what I do for my volunteer work with the Lost team.
Gosh.
Yeah, and it's giving,
So
it gives
powerful.
back to me. It wasn't available to me when my husband took his life, so I want to be there for somebody else to show them it's going to be okay. It's never going to be the same, but it's going to be okay.
Right. Sharing your experience,
Yeah.
strength, and hope.
Yeah.
I can picture you doing it like that.
We have a little
That
uniform
moves
and
me.
everything.
Really? And then
My other service work,
Rescue of Fresno?
Yeah, I volunteer for Lab Rescue of Fresno. So I foster Labrador retrievers that get either found as a stray or an owner surrendering them. I think I have fostered 65, 66, somewhere in that neighborhood, and found them forever loving homes.
And so what does fostering them mean?
Fostering means that I bring the dog into my home. The rescue covers all of the vet bills and your food and everything that you need. So basically, you're giving your time and your home, and you are transporting them where they need to go. And you are the one that gets to decide when the applications come in, the family that's going to be able to adopt your dog, because you know the dog. And then when you meet the family, you figure out whether it's going to be a good fit or not. Because I'm the advocate for the dog. You can tell me you want that dog real bad, and if I don't like what's going on or the dog doesn't like what's going on, it's just not a good fit.
So again, you're an advocate.
Yes,
That's cool.
for the underdog.
For the underdog. You're in the right
Literally.
place. That's,
Literally,
21
yeah.
pathways.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I've known a couple Labradors. Do they all like to, are they fascinated with water? These ones are
They're
always
water
jumping in the
dogs.
pool.
However, my last two would not get in the swimming pool, but I couldn't get them out of the ocean or the lake.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want to be in the pool. I
No
had to go
pool,
buy a kiddie
ocean.
pool for my dogs to swim in, because that's what they wanted.
But normally they do.
They love water.
We
They're
can't
water
get them
dog.
out at
No,
my friend's
I've
house.
had lots of them. It's like I'd open up the door and it's like, oh please, they're straight in the pool. And it's like, okay, dumbass, you're gonna have to stay out here till you dry, because
Right.
you're the one that went in the
They
pool, and
wanna
it's
come in
December
wet.
14th. But
Oh,
oh
my
well,
goodness.
yeah. So
Right. And also in the service work, you got a lot of service. That's definitely a key to sobriety, and you're pretty damn
absolutely
good
it
at
is.
it,
Keeps you busy.
right?
And then I'm on a guild for Valley Children's Hospital, so
What do you do there?
I help raise funds for Valley Children's Hospital. We put on a big derby party,
Okay,
which is interesting.
I bet.
Yeah, a bunch of potential members for about 850 people,
Wow,
and raise funds.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big event, so
Another-
it's time
Another
consuming.
great cause.
Yeah,
I know one that is also close to your heart is Alcoholics Anonymous and sponsoring
Yes.
young women,
yes.
or women in general,
I have 6 sponsees. Love them. They keep me sober daily.
daily.
Yeah, they have no idea. Have no idea.
What's the, what is it that you love?
Well, part of it is I want to share my story with them, and hopefully something resonates with them where they want to get sober too, and work the program. And the beautiful thing is that the program is unique to you. You make it work for you. Is that our timer?
No,
Oh,
someone else. She's been dying for 7:25. I'm not letting you off the hook yet. We got a couple more minutes.
but that's, like I said, the beauty of the program is that you can you custom make it to what works for you. When I first came in, I could not. I went to meetings 3 a day. I would invite myself to coffee or where everybody was going after a meeting, because I was too afraid to be home in this. I didn't want to be stuck in my head. And now I've gotten a couple 24 hours, and so now I can kind of balance my sobriety with life.
Yeah.
And it's finding that balance, because you can't ever forget what AA has given you. You can't let it take away from your AA life.
So you give it back.
You got to give it back.
Got to give it back.
Yeah.
You already mentioned earlier the only thing that worked for you was AA. I thought it was funny that you said you came from the era of sit down and shut up.
Oh, I did. Sit
Right.
down, shut up. You have nothing worth hearing to say. Your actions got you here. So, talk in a year.
Right.
Yeah, hardcore.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it was real tough. And they would cut you off. Shut up.
Really.
Yeah. Talk to me after the meeting.
Oh my goodness.
But that's what I needed. Some people don't, it doesn't resonate with them, but
Right.
I needed that. I'm not the soft hand-holding, let me give you a hug. Sit your ass down and just listen. That's what I need.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I sponsor.
It's kind of how I got sponsored.
Yeah.
And pass it on.
Yeah.
Last piece was you also did some therapy with equestrian. Just tell
Oh,
us
yes.
a little bit about that.
I go out for trauma therapy because of the suicide.
Mhm.
So I go attend a equine therapy at Ride Foundation. It's kind of out Reedley Sanger area. And so I get in the arena with the horse by myself, no bridle, no saddle, no nothing, and we just kind of bond, you know, and they feed off of your energy, and you can, and when I do that for about an hour and I leave, it's another form of meditation. I'm just relaxed because the horse gets me, and they don't even have to talk to me.
That's amazing.
It's really, truly amazing. If you ever get the opportunity to do something like that, do it.
I could use
It's
some.
very healing, very healing.
Very.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sue.
Thank you. Are we done?
Almost.
Oh,
Almost.
okay.
I have a couple special guests, Jill and Ashley, that are going to come up for a moment and
Oh, you've
present a
got
little
to be
something
kidding.
to you.
Okay.
Do you want to use the microphone?
Yeah, okay. So I've had this in my car for several months.
Yes, you have.
And so for those of you that don't know, I'm the person that was the hard ass on her in the very beginning. And I've been able and blessed to be her sponsor for all 19 years. So with that, we have a beautiful 19-year chip. And now you see 3 generations right now, and I think we have a 4th generation out there.
We do.
Couple.
We have 2 more over sitting at the second row, too.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Great job, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Thanks, Ashley. You can stay up. All right, let's give Sue a big round of applause. I've asked Ashley to read Walking Together and lead us out in the Lord's Prayer.
Ashley Alcoholic. Let's just give them another hand, please. All right, walking together. In the story of temptation read earlier, we were given a blueprint for success. How do we bring light out of darkness? Here's the solution. Jesus models what it looks like to bring order out of chaos. When he has a test of heart, he responds, "It is written," which is another way of saying, "It is in the Word," and Jesus has the Word in him. Not only does Jesus know the path, but he walks the path correct. Not only does Jesus know the story of God, he trusts the story of God. And we see him doing that precisely in the story of temptation. What would happen this week if you had a test of heart? Would you know the Word? Would you trust the Word? As we walk together just as Jesus walked the path, we equip ourselves with the profound wisdom of Scripture. So the next time temptation or challenge confronts us, we stand resilient, declaring with conviction, "It is written." Know the Word, trust the Word. Know the story, trust the story. Know the path, walk the path. God has a plan. We just need to trust it. It was written. And a couple announcements I should have done first. If anyone has questions about 21 Pathways, you can see any of us. Scan the QR code. We're on all social media. There's our website up on the screen. If anyone is interested in prayer, I will be up here after. If you want to come up, I'll be happy to pray with you. And if you're interested in baptism, see Brian or myself or Scott after the meeting. And with that, if you can help us stack chairs, that would be great. And let's rock the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father,
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Trust God, put in work.